All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a quick look at Escape on VulnLab. I just did it on stream and I totally forgot to record it. So we're going to start off with X3 RDP because if you look at it, the only port that's open is 3389. All right, we're going to go with the IP address, dynamic resolution. We're going to say sec NLA. What we're saying there is that we don't have a username or password. That's what we're saying like right there, is that there's no username or password. It's going to try to set the username as Cali. But when you very first actually go to get into this thing, you'll notice that the username is going to be kiosk user 0. If it decides to actually connect. There we go. Okay, we see this login as kiosk user 0 without password. We'll say okay. Then we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Now, since it's asking us to type to do a kiosk, we're most likely know that we're getting into a kiosk, right? All right, so we're logged in, right? I had a couple things open on there that should have been open, so that's what you saw a little break like right there. But we're in a kiosk now, right? So if we go ahead and we hit the Windows key, we should be able to bring up something over here, right? Now, with a kiosk, we may be able to go to Edge, like Microsoft Edge, so start typing in. It might take like a minute for it to actually load all the way so you can actually type. All right, now we're here, we should be able to look at files. So if we do a file / for the C drive, let's say, okay, we see this /admin folder. All right, and there might be some things left behind from when I was doing this before, but we see this profiles.xml file like right here, right? So that's kind of strange right there. So let's go ahead and let's click on that. Let's see what this is all about. We do see a remote desktop plus profile. So now what we want to do is we want to try to get command prompt to work, right? Now we know that msedge.exe works. That's going to be a big part of this here in a second. So if we go to File, C, Windows, System32, we can either do like a Windows PowerShell, right? So if we go to like Windows PowerShell, I believe that's the folder. Yep. We can go to version 1, or you can just go to command.exe within C Windows System 32. But we should be able to download this PowerShell.exe, and we can go ahead and say, yeah, we can run that. Now, it's obviously going to go to our downloads folder, so we'll wait for this to open, right? We'll wait for that to download, and then we'll go ahead and we'll go over to the download folder. And when we try to run this, it will not work. Okay, we're going to get some type of, I believe it's a app blocker that's happening there. But we know that we can get to MS Edge. So let's go ahead and try to run it. So we'll come up here, right? As you see, it's actually already changed the name to MS Edge. So this would obviously be named PowerShell like right here. If you hit F2, that'll actually change the name. So if this is PowerShell, right? And we go to double click on that, right? Let's go ahead and we'll do PowerShell 3. We get an error in Korean like right here. So let's go ahead and hit F2 and we'll do MS Edge, right? Change that to MS Edge. Now double click on it and it should work just fine. There we go, okay? So now in here, if I do a who am I /all, we go ahead and we can see that we're not really that good of a user, right? But we saw that remote desktop in admin. So if we go ahead and we see the C program files 86, we can see, let me go ahead and clear that out like real quick and we'll do that again. We can see this remote desktop plus like right here. So let's go ahead and cd remote desktop plus. All right, do a dir. We have rdp.exe in there. Let's go and copy that rdp.exe into C users kiosk user 0 downloads. That's where everything's going to be going, right? It's into that downloads folder, right? Okay, it's being used by another process, probably because we're already using it like right there. All right, but another thing I have to do from here is if I go ahead and I actually cd into there. Whoops. You will be able to do it. It's just because I already did this box. Downloads. There we go. Okay. That's why, like right there. Can I delete it with a force? Nope. Okay, I can't even delete it with a force. Okay. But we see that we have PowerShell, MS Edge, and rdp.exe in here, right? Let's go in period / to rdp.exe and see what happens here. Okay, so we get this, right? So now we can go over to manage profiles and we can see, we can go ahead and import that profile, right? So we'll say import profiles. That one won't be there. And obviously we can only be in the downloads folder. So now we need to copy that profile we saw before. So let's go ahead and copy from C _admin. Now it's called profiles, right? We'll copy that to right here. Let's go ahead and try that again. Period / rdp.exe. We'll go ahead and we'll try to load that profile in again. So that should be under Manage profiles. We'll delete that one to show it what it should look like. All right, then we'll import it. Import that profile. And now we see this profiles in here. Let's go ahead and double click on that. We've now imported it. However, this is in a bullet format. That's going to be a problem. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and find our bullet pass view.exe. At first I had to try to use Lasagne or lasagna, whatever you want to call it. All right, but we need to get this bullet pass view. You can download that right over here. And we obviously did check already that we could talk back to our machine with pings, things like that, So we can go ahead and go to Google over here. And we can go look for that Google Pass view. Or not, we can go ahead and bullet passwords.exe. All right, by Nursoft, like right here. And we can go ahead and scroll down, and you'll see it right here. Okay, download bullet pass view. So let's go ahead and pass that over to the machine. I'm going to do an ifconfig. Python 3. Oh, let me start that port 80. Grab the IP address. And we'll go ahead and we'll put it over here. So we'll do a quick wget. Use basic parsing. Slash that bullet one, right? Bullets pass view. And we can just go ahead and save it as that again. Now what we have to do now is we have to start up RDP. All right. We have to go to manage profiles. We have to go to this profile. As it's in edit mode, now we can go ahead and we can try to bullets pass view. It has to be in that edit mode. Okay, we do find the password link right here. All right, so we can go ahead and we can grab that. We'll go ahead and we'll copy that. We'll say OK. We'll exit out of here. And now we need to do a run as. So we're going to do a, whoops. I just want to do a quick, oh, where'd it go? Everything's going away now. Oh my God. Oh God. Okay, let's go ahead and get back into Edge. I'll see if I can just type in PowerShell, but you cannot. Let's go ahead and get back into Edge and get that loaded back up again because it's acting weird now. There we go. There's our MS Edge, right? So if I actually just go to my downloads folder, should be right in here, right? If I open up the downloads folder here, there we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll get that MS Edge going again. There we go. So now we know his password now, right? So now we're going to do a net run as, right? And we want to run that as user admin, right? Command.exe. We can say something like that, right? Oh, I thought it was net run as. Or is it just run as? Okay, it's just run as. And then we'll put in his password. I think that's the password. Yep, okay, cool. So now we're in command.exe, right? Let's go ahead and hop back over to PowerShell. Okay, now that we're in PowerShell again, if I do a whoami/all, we can see that I am part of the administrators group, but it's used for deny only. Now we need to do a UAC bypass, right? Now when we ran that command, that run as command, there we go. Is that it? Start process? There we go. Okay. Start process, command.exe, tag verb run as. That's what I was looking for, like right there. So when we do this, that will actually bring up the UAC bypass prompt, like right there. There we go. Okay. So start process, verb run as will bring up a UAC prompt. And then once we get that UAC prompt, obviously we do whoami/all again. Okay. And we still have that administrators group, but it does not say group used for deny only anymore. So now, and we also got all of our privileges, everything like that. So if we cd and C drive, users, administrator, desktop, There we go. We can now type out that root.txt like right there.